The best of Bangladesh is business. The era of this business journey is centuries old, and as the proverb goes, everything comes at a price. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. If we look into the steps of our ancestors, we need to look back even before the era of Industrial Revolution. It's a matter of pride that our merchants were able to reach the civilization of Greek, Roman, Egyptians, Persians, and made a glorious footstep by sailing with their iconic Moyurbunki merchant ships and let the globe know about our exclusive resources. And meanwhile, the merchants from these developed civilizations started exploring business in our land. This land of enormous wealth and resources was the long-cherished dreamland for the European merchants. It was Vasco da Gama who made it first at 1498 into this continent and opened a new era for the merchants of Europe, as our products like spices, ivory, jewelries, silk was already world famous then. One by one, Portuguese, Dutch, French, British, Danish, everyone came to have a piece of their share in this land of business opportunity. But with time, it turned from business to power. In 1757, British East India Company defeated Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowla and also overruled the French establishments of this area. They seized power of this wealthy land and started doing monopoly business with the power of a ruler. In this time, we look back again to the best craftsmanship of the world, the muslin. This world-renowned fabric took lots of interest by the East India Company merchants. Muslin have its significant role to make Dhaka as a business hub among the subcontinent. Muslin factory named Arong was established in Dhaka and surroundings. Muslin, Hatikheda and salt business took much interest of the foreign merchants as well as employees of East India Company, and thus the Pilkhana is established. The golden era of muslin trembles at 1776 in the terrible famine, and then suppressed by the enforced garments policy by the British to establish their products made by their Lancashire machines. Thus, a black shadow comes to the business history of Dhaka, as the craftsmen of muslin and related businesses had to leave Dhaka in many cases and enforced to change their professions. A treasure was lost in time. Bangladesh, currently the second largest garments manufacturer of the world, has its root deep into the past. In 1851, in the Exhibition of London, the supremacy of muslin was established. With that legacy, later on, Narayanganj and Baburhat becomes the center for fabric and yarn business. Baburhat gets recognized as Manchester of the East. The economic activities rise, and the first European bank, named Dhaka Bank, is established at 1806. Though the first banking activities started in Nawabi period by the establishment of Jagat Seth Bank or Jagat Seth House, in 1856 Dhaka Bank merged with Bengal Bank. In the year 1901, there were 25 branches, which increased to 1,025 in the year 1969. But among them, only Eastern Mercantile Bank and Eastern Banking Corporation were under Bengali ownership. Indigo production was established by the British East India Company and spread across the country. They had 33 indigo kuti, where they produced and processed indigo. In this time of 1858 and 1882, Dhaka-Kolkata and then Dhaka-Narayanganj telephone line was established and gave the business a big boost. 1860s was the time when our business marked its presence in the world of commerce with another golden treasure, jute. Jute production rose to its peak and Dhaka was the center place. 1886 marks the establishment of the first jute mill, and then Narayanganj became the heart of jute production and processing. investors and merchants from far away came to Narayanganj and started business. To support this booming jute market, infrastructure started to grow. In 1868, the first rail steamer was introduced, and in 1885, first railway was established to support jute movement. Banks were established throughout the country to support this robust economy. In 1886, Narayanganj was declared as the port city. Another business uprising took place with the tea business, and lots of foreign trade started with that. Our Sylhet area played a vital role. Rail connectivity was established across the region for tea trading. Business community established Narayanganj Club in 1886 and Dhaka Club in 1911. In 1903, East Bengal and Assam was declared as a new state, and it created a new business hype centering Narayanganj and Chittagong. After this movement, in 1904, Narayanganj Chamber, and in 1906, Chittagong Chamber was established. Before this, our business community was all with Kolikata Chamber, which later transformed to Bengal Chamber of Commerce. Though these chambers were not open to our local business people. After Bongo Bhongo, our local business people took initiative to uphold their own interest and establish Dhaka District Bengal National Chamber Branch in 1930. But to protect the local business interest, the sole chamber of our area was established in 1930s as Muslim Chamber of Commerce. To establish the negotiation rights of the industrialists and businesses, Bishan Shilpo Shomiti was established by Mr. Rahim Baksh, father of renowned industrialist Mr. Anwar Hussain. In this era, business of fabric, especially jamdani, leather, button, comb, tea, rises up with a big hope of business growth. 1947 marks the year of independence from the colonists. The business scenario started to reshape by the local businesses. To get a share in this opportunity, businessmen from India and Pakistan came to this land and established business. Adabji, Ispahani, Bawani, Chiniotis, A.K. Khan becomes the big names of business. To accommodate this, Demra, Narayanganj, Tongi, Tejgaon was made into business centers. In 1953, DIDC and EPIC was established. In 1954, Dhaka Stock Exchange started its journey. Near Dhaka, Asia's largest jute mill, Adamji Jute Mill, was established. To accommodate this large market scene, Dhaka New Market was established. Chowk Bazaar, Molvi Bazaar, Imamganj, Shadurghat, Islampur, Sham Bazaar made their mark in this growing market. In the mid-50s, some non-Bengali businessmen and Pakistani government formed United Chamber of Commerce. 1958 is the year when it merged with the Dhaka Muslim Chamber of Commerce and formed Dhaka Chamber of Commerce and Industries, DCCI. DCCI started its journey from an office situated in Armanitola, Old Dhaka, but then it was moved to the new business centre of Dhaka, Motichil. DCCI started to work for the local businessmen, and to establish their rights it carried responsibility in the government sectors and Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce and Industries, FPCCI. The founder board members of DCCI were H.M. Hassan, industrialist and merchant; K.G. Ahmed, industrialist; Nazimuddin Ahmed, industrialist; Fazlul Karim Chaudhry, agriculturist and industrialist; A.Z. Hami, industrialist and government contractor; Abu Ahmed Shah, import merchant; Abu Nasir Ahmed, film distributor and exhibitor; Sakawat Hussain, merchant; Azizur Rahman Chaudhry, merchant; Akhlaq Ahmed, merchant; Y.A. Bawani, industrialist and merchant; A.Z.M. Rezai Karim, industrialist. In the 60s, there were 20 jute mills, 80 jute press, 46 paper mills, 128 tea gardens, and 106 leather mills, but most of them were owned by non-Bengalis. The major portion of economy was run by these businesses situated here, but the people were oppressed, and the development was mostly done in West Pakistan with the wealth obtained by the hard work of this part. When the majority raised their voice and elected Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib as the leader of the government, the oppressor government forced an unethical war to the innocent Bengali people. 1971. After 9 months of struggle, the war was won and Bangladesh became independent. The country was war-torn and devastated. The mills were destroyed and the businesses were finished. But from the ashes, the people rose. A new business scene started to emerge in the newly born country, and DCCI played a vital role in policy formulation, privatization, and trade advocacy. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was welcomed by DCCI, and an inspirational bonding with the government strengthened to build a strong economy for the country. In this year of 58th anniversary of establishment, we also like to give gratitude to all the leaders of DCCI who have paved the way to the glorious journey. Chaudhry Tanveer Ahmed Siddiqui, M.A. Sattar, Mahbubur Rahman, A.T.M. Waziullah, A. Rob Chaudhry, R. Maqsood Khan, Ali Hussain Hassan, A.S.M. Qasim, M.H. Rahman, Aftabul Islam, Benazir Ahmed, Matiur Rahman, Fazle R.M. Hassan, FCA, Saiful Islam, M.A. Momin, Hussain Khalid, Zafar Osman, Abul Kashim Khan, Asif Ibrahim, Muhammad Sabur Khan, Muhammad Shahjahan Khan. Here, the name we cannot miss. The Gibraltar Rock for DCCI, Mr. Anwar Hussain, who is also the current Trustee Board Chairman of DCCI Foundation. Initiatives of DCCI to move the economy forward always played its vital role with different strategic programs. New business sectors movement took place with garments, shipbuilding, pharmaceuticals, IT, and many more. Now every aspect of business is booming. A new era of business has been started with the vision of Digital Bangladesh and Vision 2021. Technology has made significant progress in the industry, and Bangladesh is now racing towards with this diverse economy. Recent break into the lower middle income country not only proved the capability, but also made its commitment of reaching the upper middle income country state within a very short time. DCCI has already progressed towards meeting its promise of taking Bangladesh into the top 30 financially successful countries of the world. It has already attained one step closer to the goal of being an upper middle income country. Bearing the century-old torch of the commercial scene of Dhaka, DCCI marches forward with the belief, best of Bangladesh is business.